Hello everyone, this is Gus Astacio from Healing X Outreach again. All you YouTubers out there, if you could support us, I'll tell you, we are listener supported radio. Right now we are running our campaign, which it's not a lot of money. We're trying to raise $500 for our yearly expenses, and if you want to support us, go to our GoFundMe page at gofund.com/HXO HXOAF, which means Healing X Outreach Annual Fund. What you'll be donating to, doesn't matter how small, how large. We're a little more than at the halfway point of raising our 500. I think we've raised right now 270. So if you can help us out with the remaining, I guess it's 230. I think it's 275. I think we need 225. So. Just go ahead and check us out. What you'll be donating to is actually programming that has testimonials from former cultists, ex-cultists, that from not only the Jehovah's Witnesses but Mormons and other cults. Whoever I can get, I always need guests. And if you want to be a guest, please contact me at gustabarian40@gmail.com or on Facebook. If you are a ex-cultist, please contact me and maybe we can get your story told on podcast radio. We're on every Saturday at 1 o'clock. We have Melissa Bramer, who comes on every second and fourth Tuesday, and we have Jeremy Shepard, who helps out with some of the programs. He's actually hosted a debate and hosted some of his own shows on Saturdays. Nate Beckman, who started the program, is back with us again and co-hosting many programs and always offering input. So we have a great team of people that are volunteering their time for this podcast. We've been on the air for 9 years. We're on iTunes. Check us out. We interview scholars. We host theological debates. And please, if you can donate, please support us by listening. Support us by calling in and asking questions. The number is 347-934-0379. Okay, so I'm doing this video, and my hair's a little bit unkempt, but oh well. This video I'm doing in response towards a friend who told me to do a video on the investigation hearing that I went through, and the one question every elder asks every Jehovah's Witness who is doubting the organization. There's only one question. They will always pursue it relentlessly. They don't want to hear anything else from you. They just want you to answer that one question. Once they've discovered, just a little bit of talk, that you are showing any doubt or confidence in the organization or any of its teachings, they want to get to the point. They're not bent on trying to answer your doubts. They don't want to help you out with any issues or theological questions that you might have about the organization and resume confidence back in the organization. The minute you have any doubt about the organization and they realize that you've done your research and that they don't have anything to counter what you have researched, what they're going to do is they're going to ask you that one question. And that one question is, do you believe in the faithful and discreet slave? And I remember I was avoiding the brothers from coming over to my house for the most part until I had my disassociation letter ready. And I had a big giant, and I still have it somewhere around here, it's a big giant green volume of all of the 6 studies in the scriptures, because the International Bible Student Association do not have the 7th volume, which is the finished mystery. Was not a work of Russell. It was actually some of his writings, but mostly the work of C.J. Woodworth, who would become the editor for the Herald, also known as the Watchtower, and also some of Rutherford's own rantings filling in the finished mystery. So the finished mystery was really by far not a byproduct of Charles Taze Russell. So the 6 studies in the scriptures is a huge. If you go to the BibleStudent.org, you can probably buy the studies in the scriptures in separate volumes. I know then they had one big giant collective volume. It was huge of reprints of all of the 6 volumes. And I remember I had that on the the table in the living room, the coffee table. And Rudy Wood was one of the elders, and this is a man who had seen me get baptized. I actually have been a witness longer than he has. I've seen him get baptized. But when he saw me get baptized, he was just studying the Bible. And I think it was his wife that really brought him into the Jehovah's Witnesses. And she was German. They were a mixed couple. And the other guy was a guy named Brother Scott, who was the presiding overseer at the time. I think they had switched presiding overseers. And what happens is often you'll have the PO, or right now they call him the coordinator of the body of elders. The coordinator of the body of elders cannot be a nice guy. Okay? You're the presiding overseer and you're a nice guy. You're not a company guy, and you really, have a graceful heart. You're just down to earth. You're a nice guy. You will not be the presiding overseer for long. You will eventually be kicked to the curb as another elder because you're just too nice. You got to be a company guy. And Brother Scott was a company guy. He's a former Bethelite, straight down the middle. The other guy that probably was a real company guy, but just a real jerk of an elder, was a brother named Brother Jackson. Brother Jackson just relished the opportunity of coming in contact with an ex-witness or with a witness who's an apostate, because he just wanted to really grill you. He wanted to destroy you emotionally. And a lot of brothers who come in contact with an ex-witness that they view as an apostate or has doubts, because in the beginning you may be an apostate, but you're not staunch. You're a little afraid. You have some trepidation. You don't have these hard feelings. You're just disappointed. And these elders can't wait to come in contact with you because they want to make you cry. they want to destroy you. They want to put you out the org, but they want to do it harshly. And so a lot of elders are just a bunch of jerks, to be honest with you. So anyway, the one question they will relentlessly pursue, and I just got to share this moment. The one question is, do you believe that the governing body is the faithful and discreet slave? And my answer was, well, the organization has had many teachings about the faithful and discreet slave. In fact, early on, the organization, which was known as the Dawn Bible Students International Bible Students Association, during Russell's day, actually believed the faithful and discreet slave was not a class of people, not a single person, but was every Christian, which is actually the proper interpretation. If you're a Christian, you are a faithful and wise servant. You are in charge of spiritually feeding those who you come across, those who you introduce into Christianity, those who you mentor, those who you become a godmother or godfather to. You are a faithful and wise servant. And that was the early teaching. Then towards Russell's end of his life, towards the time when we were getting close to 1912, 1913, rumors start going around that he's the 7th messenger, the Laodicean messenger, the faithful and wise servant. They believe it's just a single person. The faithful and wise servant is considered a single individual, because in Matthew it describes him as the faithful and wise slave or servant. This when Jesus is talking about the end and taking up people from, one will be left in the field and one will be taken up. And then he talks about those, how can you be sure that you're the one that's taken up is that you're the one who's in charge of the domestics. You're in charge of feeding spiritually people that you come in contact with. But it describes the term as a singular noun, faithful and wise servant. And so they believed that he was that servant. And if you were to go to his gravesite, maybe I'll just show some pictures of me at the gravesite one day, but on his gravesite it says the Laodicean messenger. On the pyramid it calls him the Laodicean messenger, the seventh messenger. And of course the other six were Paul. That's Paul. Arius, of course, for Arianism. And I think Wycliffe is in there. I think Huss is in there. The fifth is Luther. The sixth one, I can't remember who the sixth one, but it's Arius, Wycliffe, Luther, and Russell is the seventh. But Arius is in there and Paul is in there. Paul, Arius, Wycliffe, Luther, Huss. So there's one I'm missing, so I can't remember the sixth one, but that's fine. So he's viewed as the seventh messenger. And then when they formed a governing body, because you got to remember there was no governing body until the 1970s. That was an idea which actually Fred Franz, the president, he just became president of the Watchtower Bible Tract Society in the late 1960s, and he couldn't wait to be the next head honcho. He was the guru. He was the guy who was writing all the theology, and now he's the president. And then they want to go ahead and spread the wealth to a governing body, and so then the governing body was formed, and it was 10 men, and Lyman Swingle, and of course in the governing body you had those who some were more dominant than others, and that's how the class system came. The faithful and discreet slave class. But of course, for a while, the class was all the anointed, not just the governing body. And then it became the governing body again with the new guard, and it's gone back and forth. And it's just a big old mess of who the faithful and discreet slave is. But that's the one question they're always going to ask you. They asked me that question. I said, well, the organization said early on the faithful and discreet slave was all Christians, and so I completely agree with that. Whoever's in charge of giving spiritual food to their Bible studies is definitely a faithful and wise servant, a faithful and discreet slave. And they said, oh, well, you know what we mean. And eventually I gave them what they wanted, but I didn't answer that question. What I did was I started reading my disassociation letter. And this is what's interesting. But before I read my disassociation letter, because I had to ask them a question, my one question that I wanted to see if Rudy Wood and Brother Scott would answer was, if the Watchtower is wrong and the Bible is right, who do we listen to, the Bible or the Watchtower? And Brother Scott verbatim answered that question. He said, if the Watchtower is wrong and the Bible is right, we follow the Watchtower. And you should have seen the shock on Rudy Wood's face. I wish I could have videotaped it back then. That was in the 90s. But Rudy Wood was shocked by that answer. You could tell he was taken back by it. And when Brother Scott verbatim said that, I said, well, you yourself have said it. By your own words, you're condemned, and by your own words, you're saved. So I went and pulled out my disassociation letter, started reading it, and I think I got through the first paragraph, and then they just was like, you don't need to read it all. I said, okay, I'm not going to read it all, but I want to read this last paragraph. And the last paragraph, because I had it notarized, it was public notary, and the last paragraph was basically telling them, if they go ahead and say some lies to me in the Kingdom Hall about, how I was disassociated or disfellowshipped for immorality or something else other than the fact that I'm disassociating myself now. I'm letting you know I'm disassociating myself. I'm not being disfellowshipped because I was concerned about what, my wife's reputation. She was still a witness. And so I read that little paragraph saying that I'll sue you. I'll hold you liable, and then I showed them that the letter was notarized, so they know this is a legal document, this is serious business, and they honored that, and actually, I think like 2 weeks later, I got a call from Brother Jackson, the one that I told you is a complete jerk, and he says, "Look, we're gonna make the announcement this Thursday. Do you want to come and?" We can have a meeting, or we're going to make the announcement. And he wanted to meet with me. He really wanted to meet with me because Brother Jackson was a notorious jerk. His own son was disfellowshipped, and I used to carpool with Brother Jackson in the car and hear him talk about his son, and the guy was just absolutely a putrid human being. Just a horrible, horrible man, and eventually you just got to really think that any parent who's willing to shun their own children and just disrespect their own children and their grandchildren, it's just, you got to be an awful human being, and there's a lot of awful people in that organization. And so, nothing surprised me about the child molestations and the kind of human beings that are in a cult. Evil men will do evil things, and there's a lot of evil men in cults. It's real simple. Men that will treat their wives like just crap. It's awful. So anyway, I did want to share with you guys some of my wedding pictures. And yesterday, June 6th, was our 25th year anniversary. Me and my wife, Sheila Estacio. 25 years, Kingdom Hall wedding. I gotta say, man, Jesus is awesome, because I know a lot of my friends in the hall that were witnesses, and they're not witnesses anymore. A lot of them aren't. And I hate to say it, but it's really sad, because I can't think of any of them their life is not in shambles. I mean, they've all left for different reasons. They're all, I was talking to my wife the other day about this, how blessed I am. We have a marriage, 25 years. We have wonderful children, great Christian home, full of love. And I look back at all of my witness friends that are ex-witnesses now, but none are doing the work that we're doing here. They're not activists. They're not evangelists. They're not outreaching to the greater JW community. They're just they're out for usually immoral reasons, or they're not married, and they're raising their children as single parents. And it's just, it's some of them are advocates for social issues, but you could just, their lives are so hard. They've had such a hard life, and this cult will destroy you. And I'm just blessed that Jesus has been a healing for me. That's what Healing X Outreach is all about. It's about how Jesus can heal you. And I define my life by Jesus Christ. I am immensely blessed. So I just want to share with you guys some of these pictures of how young I looked. You're not going to believe. A much lighter Gus, much younger Gus. So this is, let's see, make sure I got it out. Hey, that's me right there. That's me in my tux. I got that tux real cheap, but that's me. And let me get my wife in here. That's my lovely, lovely wife. Look at her. She's beautiful. She's beautiful. Look at her. She's a cutie. And, and so this is, here goes another picture. This is a picture of all the men. This is me, a guy named JC. There's, hold on, that's Robert Brown, George Brown, and that's my father-in-law, Ron Golden. And my father-in-law's out. He's a Christian. So that's awesome. That's an awesome thing. And this is, all right, here goes the women. There goes my wife. There goes my sister next to her. She was the bridesmaid. Melissa Estacio, and please pray for my sister. And then there's Carla, who was supposed to be the bridesmaid, but Carla got a whole lot of issues. And then there's Joelle, and here goes a great picture of us both at the here we go. This is us at the this is at the, I think this is where we had our reception, the reception hall. It's me and my wife. Alrighty, here goes the brother that married us, Brother Telesford, and that's us. I think we're holding the wedding. You can't see it in the picture. I think it's the either the rings or the certificate. That's me and my wife and Brother Telesford, who married us. And pray for the Telesfords. We got a limo. I'll tell you, the brothers and sisters were good to us. Here goes a picture of me right here, me and my wife. You know, we didn't pay. All we paid was for the film for the pictures, because a sister was a great photographer. Did all the pictures, and the limo was a gift, a wedding gift. There goes my mother, my mean old mother. Look at her; she looks miserable, doesn't she? Yeah. There goes my father, my worldly father. You know, and he claims to be a Christian now, but I'm not sure about that. But I'll just let the Lord make that decision. You know, not me. And so that's us. Oh, my mother, my mean mother, still mean to me. Forsook her home for her firstborn. The happy couple right here at the hall. You can see the beige Kingdom Hall pictures of the plain Jane halls. And he goes, I'm trying to find. There you go. Trying to understand where the camera angle is. That's me and my wife at the Kingdom Hall. There we go. There we go. All right. More pictures of my angry. My mom was pissed. She was so mad. Look at my mom. Look at her. Broby. If you know anything about Yo Gabba Gabba, she got a Broby smile. There goes me, my sister, I love my sister, and then my wife. And there's another picture of all of us together. Let me make sure we got. There we go. There goes my mean mom again. I'm gonna tell you why my mom was angry, right? My father-in-law had the keys to the reception hall, and so she had to get in and decorate it, and she was just ticked off at him because he was running late. But you know, my mom, she can hold a grudge too. So this is our wedding parties again. This is all the guys and all the girls, all the guys and all the girls. You can see, look, you can see the text right there for the Kingdom Hall. So we had a Kingdom Hall wedding, and this is one of my favorite pictures. This is us walking into the reception hall, and I had a white vest with, you know, flowers on it. That dress that Sheila has there, $100. We bought it at a clearance in a wedding salon, and then it was $100, and then $100 to get it all tightened up and cleaned. And our sister did that for us, and we had it dry cleaned and everything, and it was great. It was a great deal. I mean, we had an awesome wedding. I have to say, we had a fantastic wedding, and this is us at the reception table, all of us. My sister right there next to my wife, and all the guys at the reception hall. So that's our wedding pictures. 25 years. We've been through it all. I mean, we've been through a cult, and we've been through adjustment periods like all couples do when they get married. We get adjusted to one another, and I was an idiot for a while in the beginning. My I had a really bad temper, and my wife put up with me, and man, it's been it's right now 25. It's been an awesome life right now. If I died right now, I'd be happy. I'd be a happy man. I have the woman that I love. We both came to Christ together. We both love Jesus, and I'm not ready to go just yet. But I got kids to raise. But I'm a happy man. And when you have Jesus and you have him together, that's the cord. Jesus is the cord that will bring you complete joy. He will complete you both together. And I'm just blessed. We're in a great church family right now. I love Pastor Stokes. We love the pastor's wife, Brenda Stokes, and our church family. And we're just growing there, and we're getting to know people. And we just so many people we need to know. But we're getting involved. If you come out of the witnesses, I always say get connected. If you come to Christ, don't be alone. Don't be in the house. Get plugged in with the body of Christ. Find a church. Get involved in the church. Be a part of the ministry. Be a part of the body. You ain't going to be alone when you get to heaven. So why are you going to be alone now? Don't be afraid about the Christian church. So many ex-witnesses are afraid to join a church. They think it's going to be... Let me tell you something. Churches are ran bottom up. The witnesses are run top down. They got it all wrong. And even the Bible students don't run top down. They run autonomously. So, I mean, you had a bad experience with a cult, which acted like a cult, which ran top down. Get with God's people. I mean, be a part of a church. Get plugged in. Go to Bible study. Do something with the children. Be a part of ministry. Whoever you are, male or female, and you will, I'll tell you, Jesus is going to work on you. So God bless you all. If you want to avoid getting disfellowship for a while, I disassociated myself, but just avoid that question. Avoid that question, and you can hang around for a little while until you try to help your folks out to get them out mentally. God bless you all. Bye-bye. See us at this Saturday, 1 o'clock, Healing X Outreach. Check out our archives. Support us at GoFundMe.com/HXO and you'll find AF, yeah. Take care. Bye.